Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to tell a fun story with drawing about Doey. I hope you like it. Before that, I'd be happy if you subscribe and like my channel. Now let's get to the story. There was a boy named Doey who had always been bigger than the other kids in his class. His round cheeks and soft belly made him stand out, but not in a way he liked. Some of his friends teased him, calling him names like Chubby and Fatty. They thought it was funny, but to Doey, it felt like a constant reminder of how different he was. Every day, the teasing would get worse, and the laughter would sting more than the last time. First, Doey tried to laugh it off, but as the days went by, it became harder to ignore. The words stuck with him, and he found himself feeling smaller and smaller. The joy of hanging out with his friends faded, and soon, he started avoiding them altogether. He spent more time alone, thinking about how he could be different, how he could change. But no matter what he tried, he felt like he was trapped inside a body he couldn't escape. One day, when Doey couldn't take it any longer, he sat in his room, tears rolling down his face. It felt like the whole world was laughing at him, and he didn't know how to make it stop. He didn't want to be the kid everyone picked on anymore. He wished he could just disappear, but then Doey was a quiet, shy boy who often felt nervous in social situations. Every day at school, he found himself avoiding his classmates, especially during recess when everyone would play together. He didn't know why, but whenever he tried to join in, he felt embarrassed. His cheeks would turn red, his stomach would twist into knots, and he would always say the wrong thing. It was easier to just watch from the sidelines, where he wouldn't make a fool of himself. He had a few friends, but he still felt so awkward around them. He wanted to play games, talk, and laugh like everyone else, but he was afraid of being judged. The more he tried to fit in, the worse it seemed to get. Doey couldn't help but feel like he didn't belong, but then, one day, a new friend showed up at school. His name was Nivelles de Poder. Everyone just called him Neve, for short. Neve was different. He wasn't afraid to speak up or play with anyone. He had a way of making people feel like they were important, like their presence really mattered. Neve noticed Doey sitting alone on the swings during recess. He could see that Doey looked like he wanted to be a part of the fun, but something was holding him back. Instead of just walking past him like most kids might, Neve walked up to Doey with a big smile. "Hey, Doey. You look like you want to play. Want to join us for a game of soccer?" Neve asked, his voice full of warmth. Doey's heart skipped a beat. He wanted to play, but the thought of being in the middle of a game with everyone staring at him made him feel even more nervous. "I don't know. I'm not very good at soccer," he muttered, looking down at his shoes. Neve sat next to him and looked at him with a gentle smile. "It's okay, Doey. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to try. Plus, we're all friends here. Nobody's going to judge you." Doey hesitated, but something in Neve's words made him feel a little braver. Maybe Neve was right. Maybe it wasn't about being perfect. Maybe it was just about having fun and being with friends. With a deep breath, Doey stood up. "Okay, I'll give it a try." That day, Doey joined the game. At first, he stumbled a lot, missing the ball or kicking it in the wrong direction. But Neve was always there to help, giving him encouragement and even showing him how to kick the ball properly. "You're doing great, Doey." Neve cheered after every attempt. "You've got this." Slowly but surely, Doey began to relax. The game wasn't about winning or being the best. It was about being with friends and enjoying the moment. And Neve's support made all the difference. After a while, Doey found himself laughing and playing just like everyone else. He realized that Neve wasn't just helping him with soccer, he was helping him believe in himself. The next day, Doey felt a little less nervous. He was still shy, but now he knew that it was okay to make mistakes. Neve was always there to remind him that it was about having fun, not being perfect. And slowly, Doey began to feel more comfortable talking with other kids, joining in conversations, and even suggesting games. Each day, he grew more confident. Neve's friendship had given him the courage to step outside of his comfort zone. With Neve's help, Doey learned that it was okay to be nervous sometimes. What mattered most was trying and being kind to others, and in turn, others would be kind to him. By the end of the month, Doey wasn't just watching the games from the sidelines anymore. He was playing, laughing, and making memories with his friends, something he had never thought possible before. And every day, he knew that with Neve's help, he could continue to grow, one small step at a time. His real friends, those who had always cared about him, noticed something was wrong. Kissy Missy, a girl who had always stood by him, and Poppy Doll, who never laughed at his expense, approached him gently. "Doey, we've noticed you've been different lately," Kissy Missy said, sitting beside him. "You don't have to go through this alone. We're here for you." Poppy Doll nodded, his face serious. "You're our friend, and we like you for who you are. You don't need to change to be worth something." For the first time in a long while, Doey felt a flicker of hope. He wasn't alone. His friends cared about him, not for his appearance, but for the person he was inside. With Kissy Missy and Jason's support, Doey slowly began to find his way out of the darkness. They didn't ask him to change his body or his life overnight. They just encouraged him to keep going, one step at a time, reminding him that he was valued just as he was. One sunny afternoon, Doey was at the park, walking around to clear his mind. As he strolled past the swings, he saw a girl around his age sitting on a bench, smiling and laughing with her friends. She was bigger too, but her confidence radiated like sunlight. She wasn't bothered by the stares or the whispers around her. She was simply enjoying the moment without caring what anyone thought. Her name was Dolly the Dough Girl, and she seemed completely at ease with herself. Doey couldn't help but feel drawn to her. He watched her for a while, and then, gathering all his courage, he approached her. "Hi," he said shyly. "I couldn't help but notice how happy you look. How do you do it? How do you stay so confident?" Dolly the deaf girl turned to him with a warm smile, her eyes kind. "Oh, I just realized one day that I'm not here to please anyone. I'm here to live my life and enjoy it. Being myself is the best thing I can do. I don't care what people think about me because I know who I am." Doey's heart felt lighter just hearing her words. He had spent so much time trying to hide, trying to change, but Dolly the Dough Girl's smile told him something important. He didn't have to be anyone other than who he was. It was okay to be different. It was okay to love yourself, even if others didn't understand. From that day forward, Doey's outlook began to change. He learned to embrace who he was, not because he wanted to prove anything to anyone, but because he deserved to feel happy and proud of himself. His friends, Sarah and Jason, supported him every step of the way, and Dolly the Dough Girl's carefree attitude became a reminder that happiness wasn't about fitting in, it was about being comfortable in your own skin. And so, Doey found his smile again. Not because the teasing stopped, but because he finally realized that the most important opinion was his own.